Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Susie Jane Designs. In today's video, we are going to do a quick Dollar Tree DIY. I know I've been gone for a little bit, but you know, life. So anyway, if you're new to my channel, make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell next to it so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. I did want to mention really quick, guys, part of the reason why I haven't posted a video is because we were spending time with family, but also because I was working on a project for my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is a romance novelist, and she's going to be hosting a table at an event in October and asked me to make the centerpiece for her event. And I will link some pictures right up here for you guys to see the design that we came up with. Really, she provided pretty much all of the materials and, you know, gave me this idea of what she wanted, and I just kind of ran with it, and I think it turned out pretty good, and she's happy with it, so that's the most important thing. And with that being said, let's jump into the project.
Okay, so for the first project, we are going to start with one of these letterboards from the Dollar Tree. I believe they come in black and gray. This was the only one they had at mine. So I'm going to start by removing this little cheap metal type frame from around the edges. And removing this frame is actually super simple. So for the next step, we are going to use these paint stir sticks. I get them from Home Depot. They come 10 in a pack for 98 cents, so it's a much better deal than getting wood pieces at the Dollar Tree. And basically, I'm just going to lay these out next to the letterboard and measure out the size of pieces that I need to frame this. So I'm starting by measuring the side pieces, and I'm just marking it with a pencil exactly where it lines up with the foam piece of the letterboard, and then the top and the bottom pieces are going to overlap those side pieces, so you'll see what I mean right here. Now that I have all my pieces measured, I'm going to use this little hacksaw from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to cut them down to size. I would recommend that you set your piece of wood on top of another piece of wood or prop it up somehow so that it gives you better control over cutting it. Once all of my pieces were cut, I did sand down all of the edges to make sure everything was really smooth. So I wanted to show you guys that if you wanted to make this entirely out of Dollar Tree products, you can definitely use the wood rulers and just remove this plastic band. It's just stuck on there, it peels off really easily. It's just cheaper to use the paint stir sticks instead, but do whatever works for you. So now I'm going to start by using my antique wax from Waverly, and I'm just going to cover the paint stir sticks. So I'm using this kind of like a stain. Basically, I paint one side and then I use a paper towel and I wipe that away. And I made sure to cover all sides of each paint stir stick, including the ends. You can definitely use a wood stain instead of doing it this way, or even if you wanted to paint it, you totally could. I went with the antique wax because it is a quicker dry time for me, and I usually don't have a lot of time to wait for stain to dry. But you can do whatever fits your decor. So while those are drying, I thought we could do a quick little side project. These letter boards don't come with very many letters in them, but you can buy letters other places, or if you buy multiple sets of letters, you can paint a set so that you have a different look to your letters, and I'll show you how I did that with these ones from Target. So I'm starting out with the Waverly chalk paint in the color Elephant. I will tell you guys this is extremely tedious because you have to cover every inch of the letters. You don't have to do the back, but you do have to get in between all the little nooks and crannies of every letter. These particular ones are more in like a cursive font, so it was quite difficult to get them fully covered. So once that was dry, I am using this metallic sterling acrylic paint. I'm just using a paper towel and I'm dabbing that on top of the gray paint. I don't want to completely cover the gray. I just want to make this look kind of like galvanized metal. Now it's time to put our letterboard together. So I'm using E6000 and also hot glue to add the paint stir sticks onto each side of the letterboard. I will say that it's not a lot of surface area, so that's why I added the E6000 as well to give it extra sticking power. I also decided to leave the number, like measurement markings on the outside of my frame because I actually thought that looked really cool and goes with my farmhouse style. You do want to make sure when you're adding the top and bottom pieces that you run a bead of glue up the entire part of the paint stir stick where they will be touching each other so that it sticks together really well on the front part of that as well. I hope that makes sense. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And that is all there is to revamping your Dollar Tree letterboard. For this next project, we are going to use one of these little wooden houses from the Dollar Tree, and I am just taking the back part of the frame and painting it in the Waverly white chalk paint. And I'm completely covering this. I believe I did 2 coats to get full coverage. You can tape off the edges to make sure that you don't get any paint around the frame pieces, but I wasn't super concerned about it. Also, with this particular wood house, that pattern in the background is slightly raised. We can't see it when the white paint is on there really, but you'll see it later on when we start distressing it. So if you don't like that texture, I would definitely recommend picking a different wooden house design or just removing the back and adding foam board or cardboard or something to the backing instead. But I actually kind of liked the design effect that it gave in the end. So now I'm going in with my trusty antique wax from Waverly and I am distressing the edges mostly, a little bit in the center of the white part, but I also decided to go around the inside of the frame and distress that as well. And here's where you can really see that design coming back through. If you don't like the distress look, you can totally leave this white. It's completely up to you. And if it's too much distressing, you can always add more paint over it. Now, some of my video files were corrupted, so I didn't get to show you this part, but basically I just found a Home Sweet Home print online, printed it with my regular printer, and then transferred it onto the sign and added a wooden heart to it. Even in my wildest dreams. Oh yeah, even in my wildest dreams, I didn't think we were destined to be. And now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like, oh yeah, wanna give you every part of me. I can't believe this is reality. And now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like, oh yeah. That's it for today's video, guys. If you did like it, please remember to give it a big thumbs up.
I'm gonna be honest. My husband was a little bit upset that I didn't record me making the project for you guys, my YouTube viewers, but really? Ice cream truck? Really? Don't you realize that people are trying to record some stuff? Anyway, if you guys are interested in seeing how I made this centerpiece, go ahead and leave me a comment down below, and hopefully I can find the time to make that for you. My armpit itches.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll be seeing you.